have the quality to make that happen up against an NiP who are rumoured to be in turmoil. Let's see whether they can do it.
Well, will they cause the upset, or will Fnatic just about regain composure to finish off this best of 5? I think a lot of us here at the Gfinity arena area think that it was just going to be a 3-1 scoreline to Fnatic, but obviously we land ourselves in map number 5 with it all to play for both teams.
Yeah, bomb has been left pretty much near spawn. NiP, they've got some men in the white halls, some men outside a side hall. It's going to be pronax's grenade to start things off with the frag onto Friberg. Xizt is going to drop down in towards the ladder room. That bomb is still yet to be picked up. NiP, they don't want to go back and pick up the bomb until they've at least found an opener somewhere.
With Get Right very low indeed as well. That's going to play a factor into this one. Allu will fall, as does Xizt as well. This is looking really good for Fnatic here. Get Right still very low indeed. Now eventually he will fall, but it's all left up to Forest. 5 versus 1. We know what damage he can do with a pistol, but it's a clean sweep for Fnatic. Great work indeed on that pistol round, and that will be the first on the board for them. Let's see what they decide to buy up here, what exact weaponry they do decide to go for.
Yeah, well, they've bought quite a few rifles here. Remember what happened on Mirage, where they started off on the terrorist side, they won the pistol, then they bought up the AK-47s and ended up losing them. Let's hope we don't see a repeat of that. I think Train is a completely different kettle of fish, so hopefully as long as they keep their distance, play passive with these M4s, they should be fine. Meanwhile, NiP, they bought up armor because they failed to plant the bomb on the pistol.
And they failed to do anything on that pistol round, and Friberg starts off tagged heavily low, down to 31 points of health, and as you say, they forced up in the sense that just buying those armor and upgraded pistols in this round number 2, but still no frags as of yet. Fnatic just trying to engage in those long range battles here and not let those pistols get too close up front. Meanwhile, Get Right's been able to push through the T main kind of area and slightly push out on towards this A bomb site, but still not been able to find a player as of yet.
Oh, I think Get Right just got spotted by JW, but JW's been brought down to 47 points of health as NiP look to at least try and brute force a bomb plant towards either of these 2 bomb sites, but it's so difficult with just pistols and Train. It's one of those maps that includes so many long distance encounters that it's very difficult to be effective with the pistols.
And they've just been overpowered here. They've been able to pick up 2 frags, but it wasn't quite enough. I believe both of them were Get Rights, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So Forest finds himself once again the last one left alive, just looking to do some damage, but with the Deagle, I don't think he'll be able to do too much. Tagged down to 14 points of health. flusha will eventually finish him off there, and that's 2-0 in favour of Fnatic here. Ninjas in pyjamas again, as we've said, because they were not able to plant in that first round, and they did buy up there in some respects in that second round. They will be on pretty much a flat, full eco going into round number 3.
flusha only 5'7". He's got a Molotov though, and the fact that he's got armor as well up against these unarmored opponents, I'm pretty sure yet most of them have P250s, bar allu. Should still see Fnatic end up being the victors. flusha, the second he sees these NiP players, down will go the Molotov to try and burn them alive, slow them down, and that's exactly what it's done.
Still that man advantage in favour of the counter-terrorist side of Fnatic, and they're just going to get another smoke grenade down there to prevent any players pushing through. And we can see JW now, the man on your screen, just using the side of that smoke to his advantage. He is going to spot allu there. Will he be able to find any more players? Because there are 2 more lurking in towards that pop dog area. Elsewhere, Get Right has been spotted and tagged low. There we go. Now JW finds them, sprays down, and that will be the hat trick for him. So a good clean sweep here once again. And only 2 deaths on the Fnatic side so far in this entire first 3 rounds, which means, of course, their economy is going to be in pretty good stead right now.
Yeah, but JW getting 4 frags in that last round, it's given him more than enough money to buy up his favoured AWP. Allu has gone for 1 as well. So the previous older iteration of this map, we used to see a lot of AWP battles underneath the trains from the normal main area. Now, obviously, main has been moved to the side a little bit, so it's not exactly the same, but we still do see a lot of sniper rifles utilised because this map has so many long-distance battles inside of it. Friberg gets the opener onto pronax. Olof returns it, but Get Right and Xizt elsewhere on the map are going big, and Fnatic are finally starting to drop an NiP. Could this be the round that they get their first terrorist round on the board with.
Yeah, apologies, didn't manage to catch many of the frags, but all the same, Ninjas in Pyjamas push their way through, and JW and flusha now the last two left alive here. We can see that's Xizt, I do believe, not very low on HP indeed, but they've not got too much time to play with. They have got defused kits, but I don't believe Fnatic are going to be going for this one. We can see that Ninjas in Pyjamas are now starting to spread out across the map, trying to look if they can take any rifles away here. We even see Friberg pushing all the way into CT spawn, but that's the first round on the board there for NiP, and an important one as well. You know, against a team like Fnatic, and we know how Fnatic can play on that momentum, you certainly do not want them to start to run away with things early on in the game.
Yeah, I think Fnatic need to try and adapt to more of a Virtus plow way of playing their CT side. So, for example, utilize the rifles, get up close and personal towards that side main area. Don't give NiP any breathing space. Even go aggressive towards upper and lower over on the B bomb site to get information and choke your opponents if you need to. Do not allow NiP to execute and utilize, for example, the window near white halls that allows you to smoke off the outer bomb site.
So let's see how round number 5 plays out here. Once again, just a slow start. We've only got one player, actually, which will be flusha over towards that B bomb site. And this is the thing with a map like Train. You can just play that dynamic CT setup with such quick rotations in area like that connector spot. As GetRight will be the first casualty of this 5th round here. olofmeister with his 2nd kill there as he takes down Friberg. This has certainly been a very good start indeed for himself and that Fnatic team. Are they going to find one? Allu actually gets caught out. olofmeister already with a hat-trick in this one, and Kana, he is just single-handedly shutting them down.
Yeah, very good use of grenades coming out from Fnatic. And now Forest all alone. He's going to nail Olof in the head. I think he's seen a glimpse of KRIMZ to his left. I'm not entirely sure, but these Fnatic boys are slowly but surely creeping in on him. And Chewy's decided to pull out, and he's going to fall back to plan B. No, he's picking up the bomb. He's going to continue to go towards side main, where he will meet resistance.
KRIMZ pushing through now, and Forest will get caught unawares there. So again, Fnatic just regaining that 3-round lead now. 4-1 will be the scoreline here, and the money for Ninjas in Pyjamas is not in good stead whatsoever. We can see after winning that round in round number 5 and then losing this one, they've really struck down on their economy. So we'll see what they decide to force up and buy going into round number 6 here. But this is already a good, strong, solid opening few rounds from Fnatic, I have to say.
Yeah, but it was good from Fnatic that previous round. The nades went in, prevented NiP from being able to push out that side main area. Even the players who tried to escape ladder room. And then the Fnatic players just got up close and personal. Literally, NiP were just left with no breathing space to execute anywhere. Forest returns, or trades a kill rather, onto pronax towards side alley. And NiP, we've seen them do this quite a bit. They force up after losing a round to try and apply pressure on their opponent's economy, but Xizt and Forest are going to have to really step it up here.
Yeah, we've actually not seen NiP so far in these first 5.5 rounds actually head over towards that B bomb site. It's really not played a part whatsoever. So it will be interesting to see if they decide to switch over there and try and get that bomb down over towards B at some point. They're going to shut out, GetRight just on the edge of that incendiary grenade comes through, but KRIMZ will find Forest there. That's one player with a rifle down. Xizt now the only player on this T side with a rifle in hand, and of course if NiP lose this one, their economy is going to be in an even worse situation. The AK-47 will fall as Allu does try to respond, but this is still very, very difficult indeed. Allu does a great amount of damage though. 2 kills with the Tech 9. He's got another one here. This is a 3 versus 1 clutch almost. You've got to think if he could pull off this final kill. JW, and this is the thing now, JW's got the CZ, but he's left very low as well, 30 points of health.
JW is going to peek out, pull the trigger, and assassinate Allu. And there we have it, yet another Fnatic round on the board. NiP, they invested, the investment, it's not paid dividends, and surely now they're going to be forced onto a pretty harsh eco. I'd be surprised even if we see the odd P250 come out. It could be an all-Glock setup. Friberg and Xizt, the only 2 going for P250s. They had a bit of extra cash.
They've got to go for a bomb plant here, really, at the very most. But the interesting thing is that they've actually seemed to have forgotten the bomb. So Allu and Forest just double-checking it there, and they will pick that up and make their way through towards that white tunnels area of the map. Now, flusha playing very close indeed, just shoulder peeking it time and time again to see if he can spot anybody, and that's exactly what he does. So he smokes out, actually flashes out, I believe, I apologise, over towards that lower ramp area as he backs away from the situation. Now gets that smoke grenade down just to try and prevent any pushes coming in from NiP, but it looks like they're banking their favours by water falling onto the B-bomb site from the upper area. Only able to pick up one frag though. They still got to try and get this bomb down.
Yeah, the important thing for them is to get this bomb down, get that extra bit of cash once they lose this round, which they most likely will, unless GetRight can go massive. He's going to get the double, but he found himself surrounded in the end. Just wasn't meant to be. And I still feel NiP did very well to drop 3 out of 5 Fnatic players there regardless, as well as the fact that they got the bomb plant. So hopefully, come this next round, they can buy up those AK-47s and start to really show us what they're capable of. And they've only gone for the double AWP, and it doesn't surprise me on a map like Train with so many long-distance battles.
Yeah, let's see what it can do. Fnatic, of course, just sticking with one for now in the hands of JW. But on Dust 2, we saw the T-side double AWP set up in the hands of allu and Forest, of course, be utilised very, very well indeed, actually. It was quite an impressive sight. So let's see if they can continue on that form. But look at how aggressive Fnatic are being. Allu's caught them off guard, though, as he picks up one, he picks up two. Out goes flusha and KRIMZ there, and they've opened up this B-bomb site, but the quick rotation will come in. And NiP have not fully committed yet. They've not taken the bomb onto that site as of right now.
They haven't, but olofmeister is nearby, and he can smell the smell of ninjas. And they know he can. That's why they've fallen back now. Most likely heading straight down towards the ladder room and over towards this outer A bomb site. JW has spotted them, so unlike him to miss shots like that. Allu with the hat trick gets his third as he dispatches of JW. And I really can't see NiP dropping this round. Surely this is the round that they can finally get themselves back on the scoreboard with after a bit of poor luck, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's all thanks to allu again. Those opening 2 frags onto KRIMZ and flusha, I believe it was, who pushed aggressively up towards that B slope area, were absolutely perfect. He completely caught them off guard, and at close range with the AWP dealt the good damage to open things out. He also picked up the 3rd kill as well, which really put Fnatic out of any chance of getting that retake on towards this A bomb site. So there we go, 62 will be the scoreline. olofmeister will take down Xizt in the end. 5 players staying alive at the end of this round. Let's see if NiP can start to convert off this one, because if they manage to pick up another round here, it's going to be really interesting to see what the economy is going to be like for Fnatic.
For sure, pronax still stuck on that FAMAS. KRIMZ, Desert Eagle, flusha, 5-7, Fnatic. They want to play NiP at their own game here. They want to force it up as well. They want to make sure that NiP can't make it 2 rounds in a row, but it's going to be so tough when, oh no, JW actually dispatches of GetRight. I was going to say he's in a great position to use that P90 to its full advantages. Friberg's going to be the ninja escorting alleyway. Meanwhile, Forest and allu, with the AWP in their hands, trying to sniff out a frag, but JW, he's the man of the round so far. He's going to find his 2nd kill. And Ninjas in Pyjamas are slowly but surely starting to drop one by one.
JW's just responding to allu here. He's saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. After allu's hat-trick in that last round, JW not allowing anything of that fashion to continue once again here, as he's already picked up 2 so far. The only 2 frags of this round. Ninjas in Pyjamas taking things very slow. Friberg will spray down. Left alive on 19 points of health. He'll confirm the frag onto pronax, and flusha will fall as well, as Xizt manages to pick up the kill to now even things into a 3 versus 3. Xizt gets the 2nd one here. These two players in Xizt and Friberg are very, very low indeed on the NiP side. They've got 30 seconds to play with, and it looks like they could be banging their way down towards Pop Dog, but KRIMZ with the Pro 90 gun that GetRight uses and bought at the start of the round will actually deal damage to them as revenge. 3 kills in a row with a P90. Lovely work from him to close out the round.
And it paid off for Fnatic. Ninjas in Pyjamas, won't be surprised to see them force up against their opponents again. And what do you think about this style of play?
It's a risky one, to be quite honest. Again,
but it's sensible.
It is indeed, and especially against a team like Fnatic, as we talked about, with that momentum factor and being on that more favoured side. You don't want them to start to run away from this one. I find it more questionable when you see CTs in a situation where they've got quite a few rounds, you know, in their stead, and decide to force up silly situations when they really don't need to. But again, yes, it will be the force up here, and again, the frags are going in advantage of the Fnatic side, as we now, once again, now find Xizt and Forest, the last 2 left alive. They are going to be able to take down 1, but Xizt finds himself in a 1 versus 3 situation. This should be an 8-2 scoreline, unless he can pull off something pretty miraculous, and he will not do so. 8-2.
Yeah, they tracked him down in the end, and NiP, it really hurts me to look over at the right side and see him as broke as they are, but that has really been the name of the map for them so far. They haven't really been given too many opportunities with actual weapons to be able to utilize. And Fnatic, this is the snowball factor that Thorin mentioned.
When it comes to crunch time, Fnatic rarely disappoint, and this final 5th map is certainly crunch time, as we've said many times. This single map decides the difference between at least $20,000 more. Flush is going to find the first one down to allu. This is just an eco, but this is just target practice for him, surely. He picks up 3. KRIMZ comes in to help out there, just denying the ace, unfortunately, and Getright's just going to bunny up around on the A-bomb side. I'm pretty sure they've seen him here. KRIMZ will dispatch of him there. So 9-2 is the scoreline. Real, consistent, good play here from Fnatic. They're just taking things so clinical. It's really great play from them, and Ninjas in Pyjamas are the ones with all of the effort to do now. They're the ones who've got to change up the game. Yeah,
interesting to see flusha use the AWP as well over towards that B bomb site, but early on when we said that each and every single one of these players on this Fnatic lineup are so versatile and can interchange their roles so well, that pretty much just hits the nail on the head there. And because obviously olofmeister is normally their secondary AWP, but JW, look at this position, straight in towards ladder room, and he will reap the reward. See you later, Friberg. He's going to now fall back and play this more passive with the rest of his teammates. They have gone in the man advantage. Meanwhile, NiP, they're just left pondering with regards to where they want to head.
And again, they just feel so confident with their B setup that they're just happy to leave flusha solo there with that AWP, banking 4 players over towards A. Now JW will move over there, so that's both AWPs on the CT side over towards B at the second. But we talked about it earlier on, and I'll repeat the point again here. You can just easily rotate on this CT side. It's such a quick job to do, no matter where NiP may push. But I mean, looking at the setup for NiP, they're trying to scope something out and find some information, maybe find a head popping out at the wrong time to get an entry frag onto a site, but it's just not working out in their favor. Fnatic are playing this so patiently.
Forrest spraying and praying here towards side alley. He knows pronax is going to be nearby, but it's not going to matter because Getright and Xizt are going to get the double. Getright looking for more. And the question is, can he find them? It's 3-on-3. flusha with the AWP from connector. Allu really needs to capitalize here, and he will not leave an Xizt. A lone ranger all by himself with 7 seconds on the clock. I don't think he can pick up this bomb and plant it. And this round, Chewy is going straight to Fnatic.
They're going to try and take this rifle off him at the last second here, although he does manage to pick up 2 kills, and he does just about manage to survive with that AK-47, which could potentially be crucial in this situation. But just look at the economy. It really says it all about this game, let alone just looking at the top of the scoreboard where you can see that 10-2 scoreline there in favor of Fnatic. The best that NiP can hope for now on this T side of train is 5 rounds. I saw them play, again, it was online and it was against a different opponent, but NiP, just after that 16-40 very close loss against Fnatic on Dust 2 just the other day online, they played TSM on Train, and they looked really lackluster on it. And I have to admit, so far, once again, NiP have been pretty lackluster on this map. In the meantime, though, Fnatic have just been on form.
I feel like they're getting picked off one by one. I feel like they should maybe try and stick together and try to execute a set piece onto either of these 2 bomb sites and try and overwhelm the CTs defending. But even when they tried doing it there in the blink of an eye, they get completely mowed down. 11-2. Are NiP going to do what Fnatic did on Inferno? It's, again, it's like cobblestone again.
It is. It's gone back to that kind of attitude and energy in the game for me, I feel. It's just, it's died down quite a lot. But, you know, again, this is just credit to Fnatic's great play. Even after losing that map, after that great comeback, they come into this, and it's like it never happened to them. It's a new map. It's crunch time again, guys, and they pick up their game, and that just shows phenomenal resilience here from the Swedish side of Fnatic, that they can lose a map in that fashion after such a phenomenal comeback to then completely forget about it and play so well here. But JW's pushed up aggressively. Let's see if he finds a frag. He won't do. Advantage NiP.
Yeah, pronax looking to try and shut down the NiP players, but allu comes in as he assassinates not 1 but 2 of these Fnatic boys. And maybe, just maybe, NiP can at least go into the second half with 11-4. And if they win their pistol and win the first gun round, then the rounds will pile up. But anything less than that, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult.
Yeah, I think the worrying thing for me here really is we all know that Train is a CT favoured map, but I think on the whole, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think NiP have looked slightly better on their T side, in my opinion, at times in this series than on their CT side, especially with that comeback when they were on that CT side and 15-4 up. You know, it was pretty crazy. They switched to the T side, but still the amount of work that they did, you know.
It's nice from olofmeister getting in the faces of the Ninjas. Hat-trick from olofmeister. Nothing the NiP boys could really do there. He's going to pick up an AWP as well. He has the Swedes completely surrounded. And now Xizt. He's being attacked from all angles here.
And this is not the first time that we've seen him left alive in a 1 versus 3 situation. He will not be able to convert anything off that. A pretty lackluster half, I have to say. But you can just see the frag count there on that Fnatic side. All of them doing really great damage and all of them contributing to that phenomenal 12-3 scoreline that they started off with. And I don't think we can underestimate it enough here how important it will be for NiP now on this CT side. And I got it wrong earlier on, so I'll call myself out on it and apologise. I actually think NiP even have been better on their CT side from what I've seen really overall in the grand scheme of things in this series. So this is the opportunity for them to come back into this game, but they are going to have to pull off almost a Fnatic-esque comeback if they want to pull themselves back into this series.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult. I mean, essentially what we're saying is if NiP want to stand a chance of winning this map and winning this BO5 overall, they need 13 terrorist rounds on Train, which is a very, very steep hill to climb. But that last round, I think olofmeister did really well to creep into that new side main and surprise the Ninjas with that M4A4. And this pistol round is going to be massive for Ninjas in Pyjamas. But even, I'll tell you what, even if they do end up losing here on Train, I still think they'll be able to go home with their heads held high.
Yeah.
They proved a lot of people wrong.
Most certainly so. They've really given us an absolutely phenomenal thriller of a series, barring that Cobble game, and if this one's a blowout as well. But still, it's just been so back and forth with some really high intensity action, which is what we love. But I think the tricky thing for me here is, again, we know that Train is a CT favoured map, but to pick up 13 rounds when they're down this far and know that they have little room to play with, and against Fnatic is going to be a big one. That being said, though, that's the exact start that they wanted, with Forest taking down olofmeister to start proceedings.
Right, going aggressive. He may very well try and jump in towards ladder room, but Friberg has company over here on the inner bomb site. Allu, his right-hand man, looking to help him out, but pronax will plant the bomb. No casualties just yet. Get Right chimes in with a headshot of his own. Forest will get his second of the round, and now pronax and JW with it all to do. JW is isolated in the upper area, trying to drop Get Right, and he will do, but he still has more CTs coming towards him. One from the right, one from the left, and he will finally get exterminated by Forest. And I said NiP had no choice but to win their pistol and capitalise on the next 2 rounds. This is their chance to capitalise.
Yeah, it was really important. And Fnatic being able to get that bomb down, of course, now means that they shouldn't force up here by the looks of things. Again, just a couple of P250s, in fact, 5 P250s coming in, a smoke and a flash as well. So looking to maybe once again get aggressive potentially and put the bomb down quickly to just advance their economy, but probably not really banking too much favour on actually winning this round so that they can then go into that early 3rd round buy, or it will be round number 18 buy, of course, in this instant. Get Right once again with a P90 in hand, still fragging with that, as that's his second kill of the round here, and this should hopefully be a clean 5-man sweep for the Ninjas.
And it will be 12-5. Meanwhile, Fnatic will buy up thanks to planting on the pistol round, of course. And this is it. They've got the big Kalashnikovs out, the AKs are out, and I don't really need to tell you about the advantages the AK-47 has above the P90. In fact, the FAMAS and all the M4s, it's a one-shot headshot, and this is Fnatic's chance to see whether they can take advantage of this. I'd like to see a very aggressive defense play from Ninjas in Pyjamas. This is nice from Forest. Waste no time, push straight through Jalli, figure out exactly where your opponents are. But he's got to be careful because olofmeister is still lurking around, and Forest will burn him alive. And the call will now be given in that, guys, there's no one at T-spawn, there's no one near side Jalli. Focus on the other areas.
Most certainly so. Get Right's going to be one of those crucial players here. Playing quite far forward, going to flash his way through. Let's see if he decides to push this. It looks like he will, but he'll be caught off guard there. And gives the frag back in their favour. JW with a lovely headshot onto Forest there. Gives the man advantage now in favour of Fnatic, and this is all falling apart for NiP. They had the man advantage. They had the opening frag of the round. It's all going to be left up to allu and Friberg to save the day. The bomb will be planted, and we're back into a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, I think allu may have gone unnoticed, but he's definitely being heard now. He's definitely no longer unnoticed. He's a dead man. And Friberg too cannot clutch. And finally, Fnatic will get their first terrorist round on the board. 13-5, 3 rounds away from winning this map and this best of 5. And you can't help but feel that NiP at the moment are just a ticking time bomb.
I have a feeling so. And this is the thing. When we saw that 15-4 scoreline on Inferno, although it was very, very unlikely in a lot of aspects, it still could have happened that Fnatic will have made the comeback. I really feel if we see this go to 15-5, or anything near that kind of a scoreline with Fnatic on match point, I personally, and I'll put it out there straight away, I don't think NiP have the resilience to be able to pull off a comeback of that form. And, you know, and again, technically, they are, I hate to say it, but they are technically playing 4v5 right now. We're into round number 19, and Friberg has only picked up 2 frags.
KRIMZ, casualty number 1, as Fnatic search to avenge their teammate's death, and they do so with what a frag on to get right. 4 versus 4. This does favour numerically Fnatic. It means the CTs can cover a lot less ground. And let's see what pronax, the Swedish mastermind, has in store for the boys in orange. Xizt, all eyes on side alley. Meanwhile, the bomb is slowly starting to make its way towards the white halls, and it seems like Fnatic may very well decide to dedicate late on with 30 seconds to go straight towards this inner bomb site, and Friberg has a big job on his hands.
He most certainly does do indeed as they make their push through. We saw them take it slow on the T side of Inferno, and at times it was almost too slow. Will it be a repeat here? They've got time to play with, but Forest is the one doing significant damage. That's the 2nd kill in a row here. The bomb will be planted, but Forest gets his 3rd. Absolutely phenomenal hat-trick from this man. And now olofmeister finds himself the last one left alive. They're going to smoke off the bomb diffuser there, which will be Forest. allu closes things out there, and that was a really nice round there from NiP. Forest the saviour for the Ninjas.
Most certainly. It's nice to really see him back in form. Here he is again towards the top of the scoreboard. But you highlighted this earlier on. Friberg isn't Friberg.
And I hate to call it out. Like I know I say that a lot, but I really do not like calling out bad play. But in a best of 5, in a final map, where so much is on the line, to be heading into round number 20 with 2 frags is simply not good enough. No matter who you are and who you're playing against, it's not good enough.
Fnatic pegged back onto these pistols. JW, that Xizt 75 that he's been so dominant with so far, but he is going to get headshotted by allu. I think Fnatic's best part, or best bet to try and brute force a bomb plant here maybe is to try and use pronax's flashes as pop flashes and his smoke to try and cover off the connector towards the inner bomb site and just try to push through lower and force that bomb plant down. They're most likely going to lose the round, but hey, they'll get a bit of extra cash. Just got to look at the bright side.
Yeah. They've still got a lot of rounds to play with here. Let's not forget Fnatic only 3 rounds away from taking not only the map, but the entire series, of course, and advancing through to face up against the winner of Envious versus Virtus Pro, which will be the next match on stream. But Friberg and Get Right cleaning things up finally. He's been able to double his kills there, as that will be 13-7. Ninjas in Pyjamas still fighting. They're hanging on by a thread here, Knight. They've still got a lot of work to do, though.
They do. And Fnatic are going to be looking to make sure that work gets 100% complete to book themselves a place in our grand final, which will be played tomorrow. It will be a best of 5. But here we go, olofmeister, as we saw earlier on, he's the lone ranger who continuously keeps dashing towards the side alley. Xizt his main opponent in that area. Meanwhile, the rest of Fnatic, they're slowly walking through the white halls, and they could very well opt to pop flash straight through this smoke and try and overpower Friberg, and overpower Friberg is exactly what they managed to do, or maybe not. Friberg with the headshot, but allu also rotated in, but he also got slaughtered on this inner B bomb site. Get Right wasting no time. He's not even going to bother waiting for his teammates. He too will get killed. And now Forest and Xizt find themselves in one of the toughest situations they've been in so far on this map. Xizt is just busy fighting it off. towards that outer bomb site with olofmeister.
Yeah, and that's the real big trouble here. Even Forest picking up kills there over towards that B bomb site. It was pretty much impossible because olofmeister, who we know is just a phenomenal player, was just keeping Xizt at bay. There was no way that Xizt could push through that connector area or maybe even go up through Pop Dog and try and go around the back of the Fnatic players towards that B bomb site because Olof was just lurking there, keeping him busy. They had tabs on where Forest was as well, so it was really, in all honesty, a matter of time before Fnatic secured the round. And that's exactly what they did. 14-7 the scoreline now, double the score of their Swedish counterparts. Fnatic 2 rounds away from claiming victory in this long best of 5.
Allu has made his way. We're sprinting towards this electric box. He'll put the smoke down now towards the ladder room, and most likely his teammate will pop flash him straight in towards this side connector. He pushed in, but he didn't catch any glimpses of these Fnatic players, but I think they may have heard him.
Forest picks up the first frag, though. He's really been the standout player for me in this series for NiP, I have to say. If I did pick one, and he starts things off well, but Get Right will be fragged out here. Allu responds. It's back-for-back trades here on this map. Allu with the double here, and this is exactly what NiP needed. Pronax and JW find themselves the last 2 left alive, but let's not forget what damage these two can do. They can certainly pull off this situation here. Not if Forest has got anything to say about it, though. He tags JW down very, very low indeed, and even on 3 points of health, he's still able to pick up that final kill. And now it's all left in the hands of Pronax.
Pronax wants to fight on with 30 seconds to go. He's going to fake the bomb plant. Little does he realise that he's got a man to his left and a man to his right. Pronax will clutch! 3 from him! And he will secure match point for Fnatic. NiP.
Oh my, that's got to be... I think
what
that's
are you
it,
doing?
I think that's it, mate. I honestly think that is it. Like, how that even just happened in that situation there. Left so low on health as well. For NiP to make such a crucial error like that, I don't know what's going on in their heads right now, but Fnatic on the verge of victory here. Look at how low the economy is. Forest is going to push through. It's a 1-for-1 trade here, but Fnatic are 4 frags away from the grand final of the Gfinity Champion of Champions tournament.
People talk about NiP magic. Whatever that magic is, they need it right now to survive. They've huffed and puffed, but I'm afraid it just hasn't been enough to see them emerge victors over Fnatic in this best of 5. But hey, it's not over just yet.
It's not. And let's not forget, you know, right back at the start of this series, which seems like years ago, it was about 4.5 hours ago or so, we saw NiP 15-13 down on an eco round, and they took it, and then, you know, went to overtime and looked good there. So again, you can't count these players out, but I really think that Pronax 1 versus 3 was potentially the last nail in the coffin. You will find out imminently, though.
Allu and co heading straight towards that coffin. Only time will tell. Friberg wants to continue to fight on. He is the king of banana, and he's using that banana 5-7, but KRIMZ is going to come in to assassinate him. And Olof as well says, anything you can do, mate, I can do better. And now it's all down to the NiP in-game leader to do what's probably considered the impossible, and it definitely is impossible now. He's not able to do it. Fnatic, 5 maps is what it took for them to emerge victorious. But they've done it in the end. But still, credit where it's due to NiP. No one expected them to win more than